You're watching Rogers TV, Grand Falls, Windsor.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our coverage of the Grand Falls Windsor Municipal Election 2021. It has been a wild one, and the polls have now closed. It's 8 p.m., which means we will start getting results hopefully within the next 30 minutes or so. My name is Ashley Verge. You may have seen my face a little bit so far doing all the interviews with the candidates. But joining me tonight, we have Lori Hennessy. And Lori Hennessy is a big community advocate, and Lori as well has ran for council in the past. So we thought it'd be great to have Lori here tonight to give us a little bit of insight into what maybe some of the candidates are thinking and feeling right now that the polls have closed and the results are waiting to come in. So Lori, how you doing this evening?
Good. It's nicer to be on this side of the camera than the other one. I ran in the last 2 elections, so thanks for the invite. I was flattered to get the invite, and thanks for asking me to hang out tonight. So hopefully it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be interesting.
If nothing else,
it'll be interesting.
It's going to be interesting, as everyone's aware. There was a full slate of candidates, 19 running for 6 councillor positions, and 3 individuals running for mayor. So polls, as we said, have closed. There are 24 polls in total that we'll be waiting for the results on. And as you can see on the bottom of your screen there, we do have a scrolling list of names for the councillors and the mayors. So as we get updates, as we get numbers, you will know as well. So this evening we obviously will have a little bit of commentary, myself and Lori, and we hope to talk to some of the candidates as the results come in, plus maybe a few other surprises. So you don't want to miss, you don't want to turn away from Rogers this evening, and we will walk you through the election results. Lori, you mentioned, you've been on the other side of this, so it's a little bit past 8. As someone that's ran before, what are the councillors, what's going through their head right now?
Well, at 8 o'clock, I think first of all you get a bit of relief. It doesn't last long, but you've done all that you can do, and the polls are closed, and it let the cards fall where they may. But then of course that anxiousness comes back, and it's like, is all my hard work going to pay off? And are you going to be successful? And, people that have helped you, your family, your friends, your team, people have had managers, of course, at our campaigns, and so many people volunteering and helping out. So, you want to thank all those, and of course, you want it to be a good end to all the hard work that you've put in. And, I think most people are running for the right reasons, and they think they have something to offer to the town. So, it is disappointing, of course, on the other end when you're not successful and you've put in all that hard work and you have so many people that's believed in you. But the waiting is that, you're anxious. I talked to a couple of candidates today, and, they're anxious as well, the new ones. I'm not sure the incumbents, how they feel. Sometimes it's, you're used to that feeling, but then again, it's still the same. You're still up for election as well. You're up for re-election as well, so I'm sure they're feeling the same thing. I don't have that. I don't know what they're thinking, just the new ones. But I think, like I said, for about 5 minutes you get a bit of relief that it's over, but like I said, then the real work kind of begins too.
Yes, and and for those that do get in, like you said, the work is starting, and obviously there's a lot of work to be done. This is an election that there are issues that are at the forefront right now, the lockout, negotiations, things like that. But then there's also issues like the hospital, post-secondary, tourism, economic development. You can
lack of doctors.
Lack of doctors. The mill. Rights to the river. So there's a lot of issues here, and the council that's coming in, obviously, the lockout, I'm sure, has to be front of mind. But once that situation is resolved, and hopefully it will be soon, then there's another slew of issues coming right behind.
Yeah, I don't think the other things can be worked on. You know, you can't let them die, but the main thing, of course, is going to be the lockout and ending that, I think, before the other real work and the things that are kind of being looked over and passed over get worked on and be resolved, hopefully. A lot of them, you know, like with the hospital and the lack of doctors. And like I said, there's so many things where, you know, we're a growing and wonderful little town, and, you know, so we're growing and we need to get back to work. And of course, this lockout is the forefront of so many other things that are, you know, impeding things getting done. And
it is eating the energy,
Yes.
the oxygen in the room. So I'm sure we'll see this continue. And as we talk, hopefully we'll talk to some of the individuals as they get elected for council this evening. And I suspect this is something that we're going to hear more and more of until it is resolved, obviously.
Yes.
So the way this evening is going to work is we are currently waiting for the first of the polls to come in. So as we get results, it will be updated on the screen. We're going to go now to a full screen showing of the candidates and the results, and that will be updated. And then as we have information, myself and Lori will come back and we'll discuss what we know. And again, if we have some interviews, you'll see those too. So stay tuned. We'll be back shortly when we have a bit more information, when we have some updates. And thank you for joining us tonight here on Rogers TV. We had a lot of counselors and candidates and different individuals coming through our doors here, and we're so happy we were able to interview all of them. However, there's another person that's been pretty pivotal, a group I should say, that's been pivotal in this election so far here in Grand Falls, Windsor, and that is the GFW Elections Meme 2021 Facebook page. And I'm very happy and fortunate to be speaking with one of the admins right now. I'm going to call him Memester. Memester, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for being able to join us tonight.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
So I guess the question everybody has is, what made you start this?
In its infancy, it basically stemmed from, the last couple months. A friend of mine, we've just been chatting back and forth about kind of the goings on in the town. And we're both memers. We both meme on different pages and that kind of thing, kind of independently. And then we started to come together and send some things back and forth. Just, innocent humor, making fun of, everything that's going on and that kind of thing. And then, we started to think, what can we do to kind of get this stuff out there a little bit? Because, people will find this funny. And then we decided that it's myself and another person. He decided to create the page and kind of test the waters and see, how do we, maintain anonymity and that kind of thing. And then from there it was just basically something that just spiraled out of control.
It's certainly taken on a life of its own. Obviously there's lots of likes, lots of people have been commenting, but what kind of feedback maybe have you been receiving as an admin?
The number one thing is, and we've heard from a lot of counselors, pretty much all of them at this point, and a lot of people within the town, they're just saying, this is what we need. I mean, the material that we're putting out there and the things that we're pointing fun at is innocent things. It's just kind of like, look at the phonetics of the names and putting people in groups that wouldn't necessarily belong in groups together and that kind of thing. And it just, I don't know, people just really seem to appreciate being able to have a laugh with everything that's been going on. And, that's been the overwhelming motivation for it, is like we're continually pushing each other to create better content, to be more creative, the crossovers and all that stuff. It just, it kind of, you can see the evolution of the page as you go through it. And we're really proud of what we've done so far. So.
Did you think it was going to take off the way it had?
Not necessarily. However, we made a point to maintain the momentum. Like we post 4 each per day. So we hit our pivotal times, 8 o'clock in the morning, then lunchtime, and then 4 or 5 o'clock, and then 8 o'clock in the evening. So, and it was regardless of how many people reacted to it, how many people commented on it. We're just like, let's just keep pumping it out. And eventually something will stick. And fortunately enough, it stuck pretty much right away. And we started seeing people sharing, just the more people that we created memes of, they would share it, that their followers would share it. And it just kind of, took off like that exponentially.
So I noticed, of course, lots of content, very smart marketing play to keep hitting those frequent, popular Facebook times a day. Any meme in particular that's a personal favorite of yours?
We both have like a different style. Mine personally, Dave Canning's monolithic signs is my favorite content. Like one, for instance, you're flying over Grand Falls, Windsor in an airplane. It says if you look at the left side of the plane, you'll see Grand Falls, Windsor, and you look out and it's just an aerial view of Grand Falls, and then there's just like a 700-foot tall Dave Canning sign, and it's, I don't know why I find that so funny, but a lot of people, that seemed to resonate with a lot of people. And, he was a good sport. He was sharing them all the time and having a laugh with it. And yeah.
No, that's great. And getting the counselors involved obviously really helps it expand and continue to grow and take on that life of its own.
Exactly.
So what's next? Obviously, the election will be over this evening. We should have results. So what's next for the page? Where does this go? Are you going to continue with the council?
We are. I think we've kind of beaten that horse. We do want to continue. To what capacity, I can't announce at the moment, but we definitely feel like we're onto something here, so we definitely want to keep the ball rolling. And more information will be available in the very near future.
Okay, so we'll all stay tuned to the page. We're all there anyways, so I'm sure we'll all see it.
I don't know why I'm trying to maintain so much anonymity. It's like it's not even that important, but it's kind of like our little thing now, so we want to keep it going.
It's certainly added a lot of levity, I think, to what has been a tense election for some people. Obviously, the town is in the grips of a lot of issues right now, so I think for some people this was just a way to smile and laugh, and like you said, it was light many times, and it wasn't personal digs. So I think people appreciate that, and I think that's why the councillors responded so well too.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we made a point to send. We kind of felt like if we had to send a meme to one another for any sort of approval, it was like, nah, maybe you shouldn't post that. Is kind of needed to be something that once you create it, you can put it out there. It's not going to be offensive. It's going to be, good for the public and funny and in good taste and that kind of thing. So luckily, we were able to maintain that, and it was a challenge, but it definitely made it, more of a creative endeavor in that process, having more limitations and parameters. So.
Well, I want to thank you for joining us. And before we go, is there anything you'd like to leave our viewers with before you sign off?
Not really. I mean, we've been kind of doing this as something for fun. It's been taking up a lot of time because we're, constantly just trying to be creative and that kind of thing. Going forward, obviously, we're probably gonna relax down a little bit, but we do, like I said, we do want to keep the ball rolling. So, all will be known soon.
Okay. Well, thank you, Memester, for joining us, and we'll keep our eyes peeled to the page.
Thank you so much.
All right. We'll be right back. welcome back to our continuing coverage of the Grand Falls-Windsor municipal election. We will be coming and going with some interviews and some commentary throughout the night as as numbers comes in. Right now there's still no polls, so we are waiting for those first results, but we did want to just come back and talk a little bit about what's going on, with this election, and even a little bit provincially. This is an interesting time for municipal politics. As well, we know a few of you did see our interview with the Grand Falls-Windsor election memes account. I think I've officially peaked as far as my interviews go, so it could be all downhill from here, I'm not sure. But we will re-air that later as we have some time this evening while we're waiting for the results. So, Lori, I have a question for you, and again, you've, as someone that's ran before, and as someone that's familiar with a lot of the previous elections, and I will admit this is my first election here in Grand Falls-Windsor because I moved here 3 years ago, so I voted in the by-election, but this is my first full-blown Grand Falls-Windsor election. Yeah. So 19 candidates, that's a lot of candidates.
It is a lot of candidates.
Yeah, so do you think, because personally, I wondered, does the lockout and the situation there, do you think that drove up the numbers or really gave some inkling as to why there is so many people running?
I think it's almost like a double-edged sword of this one, because you can kind of say more people ran due to that, but then was there other people that didn't run due to that, that they didn't want to be involved, or didn't feel that they had whether it was the skills or the nerves to deal with the fallout and the after effects. So it's kind of interesting to know. There was 11 candidates in the by-election 2 years ago for one seat. So I think Grand Falls-Windsor has a lot of civic pride, and we're seeing that in the numbers. I actually wrote a note earlier when we were trying to come up with some things that we're going to talk about tonight. I just saw before I came here, there was a piece on CBC that numbers are actually up all across the island. There are a large number of candidates across all of Newfoundland, Labrador that are running in this election. So it's not just Grand Falls-Windsor. So I don't know what the high numbers mean, but it seems that there seems to be a lot more people being involved.
And you're right, there is a lot of civic pride, a lot of pride in this town. And at this time, I think, speaking for both of us, just thank you to everybody that decided to run in, for this town or anywhere. Politics is certainly not an easy thing. And, kudos to you for just throwing your hat in the ring and giving this a go, no matter what, the polls or the results say tonight. Congratulations for just putting yourself out there, putting your name out there.
And I think now, and of course, as time goes on, and not just for this election, but as social media becomes a bigger player in campaigning, people's feet are held to the fire. You can't say one thing and, it's misconstrued. As good as social media is in the positive as a platform and a tool, we all know and we've all seen how social media can be a negative impact as well. So running in these times are, you're really, really opening yourself up there for scrutiny and everything else from everybody. So big kudos to anyone who puts their name out that runs for council. So.
And speaking of councils and other people, we do have a few numbers from the Bishop Falls election. So Lori does have some results there of what's coming in from Bishops.
So anyone who's watching in from Bishops or is interested, there are 6 poll divisions in Bishops and the advanced poll. So there's a total of 7 polls. They're only reporting 1 right now. They have, how many did I say? They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They have 8 candidates running. Robert Canning has 35 votes. Paul Kennedy has 36 votes. Clayton Matcham has 26 votes. Kirk McDonald, 23. Paul Mills, 28. Barry Saunders, 27. Krista Toms, 37. And Doreen Tremlett, 31. So the top ones are Krista Toms with 37, Paul Kennedy with 36, and Robert Canning with 35. And then, in the 30s again is Doreen Tremlett. So that would be the top 4.
Everybody's pretty close together there. No runaway at this point.
No, because even the 31 after that is 28, 27, 26, and 23. So very, very close down in Bishops.
Yeah. Okay. So as we see more information from Bishop Falls, And any of the communities here and exploits that we can get numbers for, we'll let you know and keep you updated. And obviously, we are still waiting for the Grand Falls Windsor numbers to come in. I suspect they will start rolling in fairly soon.
Yeah, it's 5 to 9.
It's 5 to 9, so let's go. Let's get some numbers in. So we will keep you updated, and so you'll see the screen go back now to a full shot of all the numbers, and it's going to say 0 for everybody. But as those numbers come in, we'll keep you updated, and we'll be back in a little bit with, who knows, maybe we'll have another interview, maybe we'll have, we'll have a bit more commentary, but we will keep you updated when there's updates to be had.
But no, in Bishops. Okay, we'll leave that.
So as you can see, we do have some results now coming in for Grand Falls Windsor. This is the first poll. We have been told as well, this is the mobile poll. So this is the poll that would have went around to various senior and retirement homes here in town. So that's what these votes that you're seeing on the screen will be. So as you know, they're coming up there now, so we'll let you read through them. You've seen them for the last little bit. But obviously we are seeing there are 4 people that are tied for first right now with 46 each, and they happen to be 4 incumbents. So they are 4 individuals that are currently on council going for re-election. Actually, all the individuals that are currently on council did get a high number of votes in this. Lori, whether you're, it's very early, we're not calling anything here right now, obviously.
Yeah, there'll be no calling here tonight.
No projections here
no
yet.
projections, no.
But yeah, what do you take from this sort of first poll?
I'm not going to take anything away from the incumbents, obviously. A vote is a vote is a vote. But, we've had this conversation many times over the election that in the days of COVID, for everybody, going door to door and meeting with people has been very difficult. And for the new candidates, getting into the assisted living facilities, of course, was even more difficult for everybody. And so, being known as the incumbents is a leg up for sure in these times when it's harder to get your name. To be meeting people, especially during COVID.
Exactly, and being an incumbent, of course, like you said, it's always a little bit of a leg up because you are a recognizable name, for better or for worse sometimes. But it is a name that people are familiar with. So, so we will, more should be coming in now. Normally, once it starts, that's a little bit of a snowball effect. But speaking of snowballs, a lot more has happened in Bishop Falls since the last time we spoke. So Lori does have some updated numbers. I think 5 of 7?
5 of 7 are now reporting. So here are the numbers. Again, these are in alphabetical order, how they have them posted. Robert Canning has 441. Paul Kennedy has 433. Clayton Matcham, 432, so very close.
Very close.
Kirk McDonald, 419. Paul Mills, 285. Barry Sanders, 408. Krista Toms is still in the lead with 526. And Doreen Tremlett has 372.
Wow. So a little bit of separation, but still a lot in that 400s there in Bishop Falls.
Yeah, very, very close race for sure. Like I said, Krista is out ahead there now by quite a bit, almost 100. And the rest of them, like I said, they're all pretty close together there. So,
okay.
And there's only 2 more polls left to report there. So I would think that they'll be coming in pretty quick here now down in Bishops.
Right.
They'll be able to finalize their votes.
Yeah, so once we know the final numbers there, and obviously here, we'll keep you updated.
Yeah.
But yeah, things are slowly starting to happen here now in Grand Falls, Windsor. And as we said at the start here, this first poll is the mobile poll. So this is the poll that was going around to the various retirement centers and seniors homes here in town. So that is the numbers that are coming in. And so far the incumbents for mayor and for council are doing quite well in this poll, but lots of numbers still to come in. And we will certainly keep you updated as more information does come in. So don't go anywhere. We will have updates as soon as they are available. And I guess we'll take another little break, and you can watch the numbers scroll again, and we'll be back when there's new information.
Hopefully they'll start coming in now fast.
Yes. Yeah. We'll be flying numbers, just trying to keep everything straight here. But we'll be back soon.
comment about this program, we'd love to hear it. Email or call us, or send us your feedback through social media.
Yo. Yep. Okay, I'll be there.
Brother against brother. This should be interesting. But could you kill him?
Not today.
Infinite universes existing parallel to each other.
I did? I just saw him. You guys should be out there looking for him.
Stop! I don't know who to trust.
Your mouth can do a lot of amazing things. And your mouth can save a life.
Hi, I'm Tom Wong. I'm just one of close to 1,000 Canadians in search of a stem cell match. We need your help.
A simple swab is all you need to register on the National Stem Cell Database. You could be the one to save a life. Find the hero in you.
You're watching Rogers TV, Grand Falls, Windsor.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details. The following program is brought to you by Rogers Anyplace TV. Enjoy exclusive content for free. Visit RogersAnyplaceTV.com.
Hi, I'm Des Hines, and this is my partner in crime, Steve Healy. Welcome to another program from the archives. Now, before we get into tonight's night show, I'd like to give you a bit of information. Steve and I started to do this show. We're going to do it just for a few laughs, and hopefully you guys will enjoy some of the programs along the way. And if you don't, you can always sit there for a half hour and make fun of Steve and I. Right, Steve?
That's right.
There you go. Well, what did you pull from the archives this week?
This week, Des, I went to the back of the shelf and I dug out a video called Now You Know. It was taped back in '93 and it was hosted by Natalie Brent. And the show had to do with paintball, Des, and I believe you were there.
Oh yeah, I was a part of that, Steve. I really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed doing that program. And one of the features of it was the safety part of it. We had to wear masks and extra clothes because of the paintballs and even neck guards. And like I said, it was a ton of fun.
Yeah, looked like a ton of fun when I was watching. Des, how long did you were the games each?
They were well, they said that rather than people be sitting around or not playing, be bored to death, if you had a game for like half hour, 45 minutes, you had 2 15-minute games. Now, having said that, I didn't last too long.
How long did you last?
There was 2 15-minute games. I might have got 5 minutes out of both of them. But then again, see, Steve, when you're dressed in blue and going around in the green forest is no trouble to be a target. Back then, I was kind of boy too. I got nailed pretty quick.
So, Des, do you remember who won?
No, not well. I sort of do, but you're gonna have to view the tape and see who actually won.
I'm Natalie Brent. Welcome to a brand new show on Cable 9, the Now You Know Show. Over the next 13 weeks, we're going to go behind the scenes of many different things in the community and kind of show you how it works. For example, to see paper made in the mill, we're going to be in the kitchen of a busy restaurant, and on a morning radio show. And if you're wondering why I'm dressed in this attire, no, I'm not going moose hunting, we're going human hunting. Yes, we're going to go...
So there's been some activity since the last time we spoke. There are, and I'm just looking at the live results here right now on the Taylor Grand Falls Windsor Teams live feed. So we do have 10 polls reporting now. Results, obviously, it's just about halfway because there are 24 in total, depending on, you know, the mobile and the special ballots. So there are 24 to come in, and we do have 10. So as you can see, what's coming across at the moment, incumbent Barry Manuel is in the lead for the mayor position, and it's a mix of old and new for the councillor positions. Seems like about 4 there keep cycling around who's going to be in that top position, which would be your deputy mayor. Whoever gets the highest number of votes for council would be your deputy mayor. So it keeps switching up there a little bit. So we're not going to call anything, certainly at any level at this point. But more information is coming in. So we are starting to see, I guess, some trends in particular for the councillor positions. So Lori, I don't know if you have any information there about. I can provide you the numbers, and maybe you can give us some districts of what polls they're in. So we do have poll 6 that is in.
Yep. Poll 6 is the downtown area, Circular Road, Valley Road, and Union Street.
Okay. Poll 7 is reporting.
Poll 7 is Birch Street, Judges Terrace, Lincoln Road, and Lind Avenue.
Okay. And poll 8.
And poll 8 is the Southcott area, as well as right across the road on Cater Avenue.
Okay. Poll 11.
Oh, I actually don't have that one written down.
Okay.
The things were changing so fast that I
Very
didn't.
quick. We don't
have poll 12 written down, or 11 written down.
Okay.
Sorry.
13 and 14.
13 is Aspen Heights, Bond Street, Coopers Avenue, Irving, Masters, Mulrooney, and Rice's Avenue.
Okay.
And then 14 is Earl Street, King Street, and Wheelers Avenue area.
Okay. And we have 19 and 20.
Yeah, 19 is Ivany's Road and Pedal Drive area, which included Kennedy, Sampson's, McCarthy, and Ogilvie. And then 20 was Albany, Forest Road, and the Snow Crescent area, and Price's Avenue as well.
Okay, and 22.
And 22 was Main Street and the Smallwood Drive.
Okay, and the last poll that we've talked about already was the mobile one, so we know that one is in too. So that is the results that have came in, and like I said, more information keeps coming in, and we're updating as soon as we do see that information. But we do have 10 of the 24 reporting right now, so we're almost halfway. We do as well have information from Bishop Falls. All the polls are in now in Bishop, so Lori's got the update. Lori's our numbers person tonight. She's got the numbers for Bishop Falls.
So Bishop Falls is finished now, all reported in, and they have had a change in 2 of the incumbents actually. So the new, well, I can do the numbers first, I guess. Robert Canning, 612. Paul Kennedy, 598. Clayton Matcham was 580. Kirk McDonald, 601. Paul Mills, 421. Barry Saunders, 585. Krista Toms was 755, and Doreen Tremlett was 541. So the changes were Doreen Tremlett and Paul Mills did not get in this time, and those seats were taken with Clayton Matcham and Paul Kennedy.
Okay, so a little bit of a change happening in Bishop Falls, and we'll see what's going to happen here. As we did say for the Grand Falls Windsor polls as well, we mentioned poll 11. So poll 11, that is it's a number of streets, but in general we're looking at Patrick Street, Preston Place, Ruston, 17th and 16th Avenue, Station Road, Blackmore Street. So that general area.
And Main Street, the Main Street West.
Yes.
Main Street 148 to 250.
Yeah, so it was a St. Joseph Parish Station Road poll. So that was the other one that came in. So I do believe more results are coming in now, and we'll start to see those being updated soon. But it does, and excuse me while I look at the numbers here and get a quick glance, it does seem with this last poll that came in, which I believe was number 9. I don't think we had poll 9 yet.
No, number 9 was Bartle Place, Cater Avenue, Cater Place, Conway, Edwards Place, Hennessy Place, Shepherd Street, and Southcott Drive.
Okay.
Oh, actually,
I think we had that one. Maybe it was 8 that we didn't. Anyways, we have 6, 7, 8, and 9 that's in right now. That was the last one to come in, and 16 seems to be coming in right at the moment. So we'll keep those updated, but just looking at those results as they come in quickly. Barry Manuel is in the lead for the mayor position, and we'll sort through the councillors as they do come in.
Yeah, I had the two 8 and 9 mixed up, but my apologies for that.
That's all right.
8 was actually we're talking about the tree streets.
Tree streets.
Elm, Greenwood, Larch Street, Maple, Memorial Drive, Poplar, St. Catherine Street, Sunset, and Willow Road was 8.
Okay.
And then what I had said previously for 8 was actually 9. So.
Okay. So those are coming in, and 16 is coming in as we speak. Just looking at 16 right now, quick glance, does seem to be Mike Brown for councillor position is in the lead for that one. So, and the same ones that have sort of been in the mix for the councillor positions are still there. So that was poll 16
and
that just
16
reported.
is Beaton Place, Canada Place, Dog Crescent, Ireland Drive, New Hook, Power Street, Thomas Street, Hanson Place, and Maidment Place.
Okay, so Offian and Grenfell, that
Yeah.
sort of area. So we do have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have half the polls
that's
reporting now. So we are halfway there, and numbers are coming in faster all the time.
Yeah.
So Lori, any thoughts, I guess, while we get these numbers updated now? Any initial thoughts? Like I said, incumbent Mayor Emanuel is currently in the lead, and I can see another poll is coming in there right now, number 10. So we'll see what happens there. But it's not changing the mayor.
I think the numbers are really interesting. You know, I just said a minute ago, I saw it on Facebook there, someone said it was like watching paint dry, but I'm actually, every poll that comes in, the numbers are, you're not seeing the same people, and the numbers are, these positions are actually changing. You know, we were trying to keep track, and there's just no way, because every poll that came in, the numbers were changing, and it was different people. So I think it's pretty exciting to be watching it, actually.
It absolutely is. And with that poll 10, and I do believe poll 10 is the Brown Avenue area. I believe I've looked at the sheet that much. I've remembered the street names. At
it
this
actually
point.
is Andrews Crescent, Brown Avenue, Ebsbury, Finn, Hicks, and Tucker Place.
Okay, so that's the poll that just came in, and looking at that right now again, Barry Manuel is in the lead for mayor, and the number 1 vote for councillor is Mike Brown. So that is your lead for council, and like I said, Mr. Manuel is in the lead for mayor. So we will keep the numbers posted, but it's going to be, as of right now, if this is what holds, it will be a mix going back into the council side.
Yeah, and that's not a bad thing.
No.
You know, I know a lot of people, you know, they want it changed, and, you know, but the flip side of that is, you know, you don't want all new. You know, some people want it all new, obviously, but, you know, for different reasons. But I mean, you know, having a mix is nice because of new ideas, new perspectives, and then you still have people that are in there, you know, to kind of have a feel. So, you know, I know there's many different ways to look at it, but I mean, that is one. You know, you got to be looking at it positive, and, you know, having a mix is not going to be a bad thing.
Okay, and we have poll 15 coming in there right now. Sorry to keep just naming numbers out at you at this point. They will be updated as soon as we can across the bottom, but I am looking at the live feed here, and I can tell you with that poll reporting number 15, Barry Emanuel is in the lead, and Mike Brown took a commanding lead for council. So that seems to be holding true with this poll 15. I'm not sure the area.
15, that's Anstey Place, Buzan Street, Crawley, Earl Place, Gardner Street, Knight Street, Moore Place, and Shallow Street.
Okay, so again, that Grenfell Finn corner area. So that is what's taking off. So I can tell you that Mike Brown is first, and Dave Knoll's second. So Dave Knoll is behind Mike there right now for council. And just going through after that, looks to be Rod Bennett is in the mix, as is Amy Cody Davis.
I think Andrew Little was in there
Andrew
too, right?
Little is certainly in the mix there. And then there's just a lot of numbers that are very close together on a very small screen. So I can't give you exact details. 21 is also coming in there right now as well. And
it's actually nice to see that nobody, you're seeing the same ones, kind of the top ones, and we're only halfway through. Anything could change, but it's nice to see. There are a lot of close numbers there. So, and when you've got 19, you certainly are going to see obviously a lot of different numbers, and
there was a lot of ways you could put your vote. So with 19, it's not like you had 7 people running for 6 places.
No.
This could have went a number of ways.
Absolutely, yeah.
And the numbers, there is certainly a chunk for council that are sticking close together. Now, not necessarily all going to get into council, but there are some that are sort of leading, but then there's a solid grouping in the middle that are very close together.
Yeah.
So with that poll 21 reporting, Mayor Manuel is still in the lead there, and it does seem to be Mike Brown is still leading for council, with Dave Knoll and Rod Bennett and Amy Cody Davis all getting over 1,000 votes each for council. So they are the 4 with 1,000 or more.
Hit the 1,000 mark.
Yeah, they've hit the 1,000 mark, and then there's a number that are in the 9 and 800. So poll, not sure what poll that was.
Yeah, 21 is actually Caribou Road, Churchill Place, Country Road, Empire Drive, Glenwood Avenue, King Street from 35 to 106, and the other little streets off of Caribou Road, so out on that area.
Okay, and 17 is coming in right now.
17 is Grenfell Heights from 1 to 253 and Lewis Place.
Okay.
So
with 17, Mayor Manuel is still, I should say incumbent Mayor Manuel is still in the lead for that one, and I believe Mike Brown is still going to be. They're going down in order, alphabetical order, but knowing the little bit of a lead Mike has there right now, I think he's going to be fine. Doesn't seem to be a large poll that's coming in. Looking at the numbers, it's not. Some polls obviously taking a lot of people, so you see big jumps. But Mike is still he is still in the lead there for that deputy mayor position. So we may not have a change there with deputy. We may not have a change with mayor, but there will certainly, if this holds true, and we are over halfway with the number of polls. So I guess I'm calling it or projecting it right now that there will certainly be some changes.
Oh yes, absolutely.
To council. The mayor race, I'm not sure where to go with that yet. It certainly does seem like Mayor Manuel is in the lead, but it's not as commanding as some of what the councillor, I guess, depth is right now.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there. But that is what we have so far. So it seems like there's a little bit of a break now. And kudos to whoever is there at Town Hall updating this and punching all those numbers in.
I think it's Kara.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure if she's down there by herself, but I think it's Kara that's down there. So
you have a lot of people watching you type numbers into Excel. So thank you for doing this so quickly and keeping us all updated as we update the public here on Rogers. And there are, just going to count here now. So we have 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So there's 16 of 24 polls. We have not seen the advanced poll yet, which will be interesting because I know advanced poll numbers were quite high. I would consider them high. So it'll be interesting to see with the advanced polls. And the thing with advanced polls too is not all the information was out there. I know our programming alone had not aired when the advanced polls had come out. And I know lots of people watch, so that may have changed some people's minds. There was also a big baseball tournament happening here during the advanced polls. So advanced polls are always interesting because it's a
well, they are, because I know several people actually that watched your interviews because they didn't have their all 6 picked, and they certainly did use that. So like I said, and there was a large, you're getting a very large number. And I think you had said it was over 1,000.
It was well over 1,000.
Yeah. So it's a good chunk of votes that you're going to see come in.
It probably, looking at the numbers I'm seeing here, like it's probably going to be the biggest.
Yes.
And I know myself, I received flyers and pamphlets after the advanced polls, so people were still campaigning. So advanced polls, like I said, are always interesting because sometimes it's the hardcores. It's the people that have had their mind made up from the jump. So they're the ones that go to the advanced polls. So you can see now on our screen, we've got the updated numbers. That is the most recent information that is up to date with 16 of the 24 in. So I think with that, we'll let this spin a little bit and we'll let people soak in some of these numbers and stop listening to me trying to read them out frantically. And we'll be back in a little bit when we have some more information.